Well, it's a big effort out through there on the screen at the moment. Francois Joy powering down. Now another Luff, no relation. We've got Richard Luff. He's also from South Australia, and he's had a few guest drives so far. A very talented driver, and probably a little bit down on dollars to go motor racing, but definitely not down on talent, doing a fantastic job sliding the car through. Now this guy on screen at the moment in the Hocking Stewart car, Lawson, races Porsches, has stepped into this category. A very accomplished driver. In fact, in the winter round, put the vehicle on the second row. So that goes to show you sort of people can step from Porsches into these Mirages. 135 kilowatts of power, and that's about 90% more than your standard Mirage that you get at your friendly Mitsubishi dealer, and they absolutely go like pocket rockets. But there's Youngie on screen in the multiplex car, and down into the high-speed corner, Ordynski, short back and sides. I'll tell you what, Evan, they're really chucking these cars around.
I tell you what, it's fantastic to see a class that's so close and see people, see the real squad drivers coming out.
Well, on the screen at the moment, oh, hang on, we put the mocker on it. Young Luffy, Richard Luff there, he's gone and got the car understeering off the track, and that's the problem with the front drive car. If they go in too hot into the corner, Evan, they're going to wash out with the front end.
Absolutely. You can see that they're really trying hard here and obviously pushing it to the limit.
Well, the Trinova car, I tell you what, he's been given the meatball flag, and if the officials sort of, they're going to probably have a real hard look at this, because McGill must go into the pits. They've signalled him to come in, and if he doesn't go in there, well, he could be completely penalised and excluded from the race. So it's a sad thing for him, but they're the rules. But on screen at the moment, Nesbitt, he's powering around in the Strathfield car, doing an exceptional job and keeping it on the island. The secret here with these very fast flowing corners is to keep your corner speed up. Get the braking done early enough, get the car into the corner and get it out exceptionally well. Back on the gas pedal. But you can see here the Trinova car of McGill is coming around again. Look, he's given the lights a bit of a flash. He's probably acknowledging he is going to come in, but that's not going to do his chances any good. The Queensland Motor Raceway complex here is incredibly fast. There's a great aerial shot of turn number 1. This is taken almost flat out. These cars are flat strap in 4th gear. You can see the back of the car sliding around there. That's a little bit of oversteer at the back end. They have initial turn in understeer, and then they come out sideways. Now you can see these cars moving around. We said before, the suspension is incredibly tight. Now we've got Shepherd and Brock. These two, they go head to head. Now I tell you what, Evan, if you had your chances at the moment, I think you'd take Brocky.
Oh, I reckon you probably would. You wouldn't muck around with him at the moment.
Well, as we said before, that Brocky's a heady driver. In fact, he's going to be going to Mount Panorama very shortly, driving in the 3-hour race, and he's going to be driving a proton with Cosy Caslides, who is the current group, what they call Class D champion. So that's a big move up for Michael Brock. He's coming back to the Mirages. He's at great category, an auctioneer where he sells properties by day and motor racing on the weekend. Alan Shepherd, the man in the Thrifty car, he rents cars by day, goes racing on the weekend. So we've got a real mixture of people out here in this Logical Mirage Series. It's a great category, incredibly fast. In fact, I had a drive at Bathurst last year in the cars, and I could not believe how fast they are. Incredibly quick. Look at this. Brocky up the inside, a great move.
Beautiful move, absolutely beautiful move. Obviously, you can see if he can hold it out to the next corner.
Well, Michael Brock sort of gained plenty of experience. A great shot of concentration there, but there's what we said before with McGill coming into the pits. The officials there very much have sort of given him the meatball flag. He's had to come in. They're going to have to rip the back off that car, and I suppose like everything else, that's gone and cost his chance in the race.
Yeah, it's a big shame, but that's racing.
Well, it surely is. McGill, he's back into the race, and I suppose like everything else at the little Trinovan car, it's a guest appearance for him. He's used to driving the more powerful Super Touring cars, but in this case here has stepped into this particular vehicle. The idea was to get him out here to give a lot more experience to the field, but I suppose in that case, not so much in the way of sort of luck for him, but on screen at the moment, the man that has got no luck, sort of, I suppose it's all to do with skill, is young Warren Luff driving the number 50 car, and so far this season he's absolutely sort of clean slate of the field, pole position again, but his teammate from Fast Fours and Team Momo is Dean Evans, and this is Dean Evans' first big stint at racing. You can see what I mean about the back wheel on that car, absolutely wheel hiking like crazy. Nesbitt throwing the car around in the Strathfield car, and that's one thing about Barrie, he has a different style. You've got two drivers, I suppose, Evans being the surgeon, and then you've got Nesbitt being the blacksmith, but on screen just going through, we got a shot there of Gary Young in the orange vehicle, really spectacular. But speaking of spectacular, Shane Brangwyn, he's had a big coming together with Richard Luff, and I tell you what, there's not a lot of happy chappies out there. Richard's gone into the tyre barrier, and it looks by the front wheel there he is definitely out of the race.
It's a huge accident. Absolutely hit those tyres like nothing else. Obviously, the car is not going very far at the moment. If you can have a look here. Oh, look at that. It's been pushed sideways straight into the tyre wall. There's going to be a few words said after this race. Oh, look. Yeah, there's no way that white car is going anywhere.
Well, you know, Richard Luff, I'll tell you what, he's getting out of the car, that, as you said, Evan, that car's definitely going nowhere. Lots of damage to the front. And I guess you could say that's motor racing, when two people disagree over a corner. But the man who was involved in it got a glimpse of Shane Brangwyn being chased by Kevin Denham, and that's his teammate. He's back in the race. I was quite surprised with that. But when you have two cars going into a high-speed corner like that, anything can happen. And that was a great shot. Now, look, here's the replay shot again. Oh, look, there's a touch. You can see there that Shane Brangwyn's car is well and truly what they call past the B pillar. Now, I guess you could say the officials will look at that one, but the rule of thumb says that if you are sort of past the halfway point of the car where the B pillar is, I guess you could say that that's that person's corner. But again, those drivers are going to have to dispute that back in the pits later on. But on screen at the moment, we're back on with this dice with Martin Bailey and Michael Brock. Have a look at this. The Brockmeister. He's down the inside, a big trail break. He's gone in incredibly hot. Bailey's done the switchback. Oh, I tell you what, these guys are carving each other up and pushing. Speaking of pushing, I tell you what, Mirage Series sponsored by Logical, they are really getting their money's worth with this series, because these guys here are pushing and shoving. Now, Evan, I tell you what, the race tactics here are starting to get a little bit dirty.
You're right, Luffy. The damage is quite extensive on some of these vehicles. Look at the side of Bailey's car. There's obviously a big shunt in there. Oh, look at this. Is that Brocky coming up the back of... Oh, he's in the action all day today. Unbelievable stuff.
Yeah, well, the Michael Brock, he's the action man very much on screen at the moment. But look at this. Thrifty by name and Lawson, I tell you what, these guys are not giving in. Oh, look at this, I tell you what. The humongous oversteer into the corner. Lawson went in there incredibly hot, and that is what the classic case is called trail braking or lift-off oversteer. Went in incredibly hot. Couldn't take the line, I guess I'd say. He was squeezed out well and truly, and that has gone and put him back. But look at this, back on screen at the poke at the moment. I'm getting excited in the box around you, but Michael Brock and the Shepherdmeister in the thrifty car. Shepherd has been a big mover all season, and so has Michael Brock. And these two here are really carving it up big time. But Michael Brock in that lovely blue, yellow and red car, it almost looks like a jam biscuit with all the different colours on it. But he drives it to good effect. He's got the headlight on the right-hand side hanging out. Now, here we've got the replay. You can see he's gone in there offline. He's what's called being out in the marbles, or where all the loose dirt is. Once you're in the marbles, you can see there he's done the right thing at least. He's got the brakes on there for a little bit and plucks first gear and says, I'm out of here. But back on screen at the moment with our race leader, Warren Luff, the young race driver from Sydney in the Taken Speed Off the Roads Penrith Mitsubishi Mirage. I tell you what, he is making a real clean sweepers while everyone else is racing. He has put the foot down and is driving picture perfect. You can see the lines he's taking, keeping it clean. Now, this is your favourite driver, Mean Dean Evans. It must be the red car, is it, Evan? Oh,
it's got to be the red car for sure. I mean, Dean's actually making a big push on Luffy, although look at the gap. The gap is huge. It's enormous. Must be a very good, very happy Penrith Mitsubishi at the moment.
Well, it surely is. You can see a great close shot there of Warren tipping the car. And the secret with a front-wheel drive car is to not put too much. Gee, that's a mouth twister. Not put too much steering lock on, because if you've got the front steering lock on and you're full through the floor with the throttle, the car has what we call terminal understeer when it smokes the front tyres. All of the cars in this one make series are all equipped with these Yokohama R compound. The R stands for racing, an incredibly sticky compound that gives the cars maximum grip through the corners. You can see young Luffy there drifting the car out. The car got into a little bit of an oversteer, and the cars move around very much on this rally art suspension. I mentioned before, all the cars are built to the identical specification, all at Sutherland Mitsubishi. They're all housed over there. That means no one can take the car home. There's no cheating, which means there's no advantage. All identical spec. Warren Luff coming down there, giving the thumbs up, the checkered flag. A one victory there for Penrith Mitsubishi again. In second place, here he comes, Dean Evans flashing the lights in the Fast Fours and Momo sponsored car. And in third place, Barrie Nesbitt crossing the line for Strathfield Car Radios. Well, that takes us out here from Queensland Raceway. Stay tuned after the break for more racing action.